So, welcome back to Travels with Bert. By now you probably know that I'm Paul and this is Bert. And if you were here at the very first episode, then you might recognize this as Khanom Beach. And yes, we're back in the same place. And why would we do that? Well, I was rather stupid. When I planned the very first episode, I thought I could cover the whole of Khanom. And that turned out to be impossible because there's a lot of places inland that I'd like you to see. So we'll do that bit today. We'll start at the beach and we'll take a tour all around Khanom and maybe end up back here, who knows. So first up is Wat Kradang Nga, which you can see behind me. And it's old. Some websites say it's the oldest in Thailand. And to be honest, I'm a bit skeptical about that because there are some very old temples in Thailand. But it's at least 250 years old and probably much older. And let's have a quick look around and we'll come back. Okay, so now you have a general idea of what this temple is all about, but we're going to come back. We're not going to take a longer look now because I'd like to spend one whole video here. It's actually a very interesting place, but we need to go inside the main building there, and to do that we have to find a friendly monk. So we'll make a whole video just of this one place. Now we're at a place called Hin Lat or Hin Lat Waterfall. I'm going to abandon Bert right where he is, because I can't get him close enough to the waterfall without blocking the bridge. So we'll just have a little walkabout up onto the bridge here, and then you can see what I mean by waterfall. I really like this place. It's a very tranquil location, and it's only a few kilometers inland from the beach, just up in the hills, as you can see. And when we get to about here, I think you can probably see the waterfall. Now don't get too excited, it's not Niagara Falls. In fact, in Thailand, any time that water runs over rocks, it's called a waterfall. There is actually a much larger waterfall up ahead, but it's very difficult to reach on foot. So let's have a quick look around from upstairs and then you'll get a good idea what the whole place looks like. This is beautiful downtown Khanom. We really do have a center, despite the fact that the whole town seems to be spread over about 12 kilometers. There is a middle of the town, and I'm just going to come around to the right because this is the 7-Eleven. Whoa, isn't that exciting? Now, like most Thai towns, we have several of them. I think, I've never really counted them. I think we probably have 5 or 6. But that is the 7-Eleven. If somebody says, I'll meet you at the 7-Eleven, that's the one. And if you can see, we actually have traffic lights. And they actually work, unlike most of the traffic lights in Khanom. However, interestingly, when I first moved here, there were no traffic lights there. And there were no stop signs. And nobody had any idea who had the right of way. But it all worked beautifully. Everybody just sort of threaded between themselves, and I've never seen an accident here, whether there were traffic lights here or not. And as I say, nobody knew who had the right of way, except of course for people in big red trucks, and they always had the right of way. It used to scare the hell out of everybody when I appeared. They would all stop and let me come through, which is very nice. But now you've seen it. This is beautiful downtown Khanom. And yes, we have a market. In fact, it's always market day somewhere in Khanom. Most of these stalls stay in place, and it's the market people who move around. So there's a market somewhere in Khanom every day of the week, which is pretty convenient. I've no idea what they're selling here, but it looks like we've arrived too late. Despite the fact it's only 9 something, I think most of them are packing up. Ah, someone's selling something here. Spicy chicken, looks yummy. Well, you get the idea. Here's some photos and aerial shots from a day when it was busy. Yes, Khanom has a river, but you know that if you were here with us for episode 1, because we went to the beach where this river, the Khun Nom, empties out into the sea. There's a word for that, isn't there, where the river empties out? Estuary, that's it. It's the Khun Nom estuary. I like that word. It's very woody. Estuary. Anyways, let's have a look around. Must be a very good day for fishing because there's very few fishing boats around. It's normally a very busy fishing port, and it wouldn't be unusual to find 100 boats moored here. It's not a very long river, but it must have a lot of tributaries running into it, because when we get extreme storms, which we do from time to time, the river will overflow and run about 2 to 3 kilometers each side and flood half the town. Anyways, it's time again to look at some aerial video. So for our last place on our quick tour of Khanom, we're at the City Pillar Shrine, which I'm sure you can see behind me. Most cities in Thailand have one of these things, and it serves as a kind of focal point. In fact, I'm going to quote from Wikipedia, which is why I'm holding this sheet of paper. I'll never remember this lot. It's believed that people will achieve prosperity and fulfillment in their work and career, avoid misfortune, and improve their luck, power and prestige if they take a bow and pay their respects at this sacred place. Well, I have to think that the people of Khanom are not very interested in doing that, because the place is deserted, and actually the main road into Khanom is right here, so I drive past here several times a week, and it's always deserted except when they have a market here, which is, I can't remember which day it is, but that's the only time it's busy here. But yeah, it's a very attractive building, and I'm surprised more people don't come here. Anyways, let's take a look around from upstairs, and then we'll just head back to the beach to finish everything off. Well, that just about wraps up Khanom. We've seen the whole place now. In episode 1 we went all the way down the beaches, And now we've just covered the whole of Khanom. We've been up to the waterfall, we've been all the way down to the river, and I think we're just about done for Khanom now. So next week I had planned to take you to a very interesting chedi or pagoda, but I think that can wait because I know that you all like beaches. I'm right, aren't I? You all like beaches. So we'll head down the coast. We've been down to the end of the beach in Khanom, but we can keep going all the way down to a place called Sichon, which is about 20 kilometers of beaches, and we'll stop at various places along the way to take a look. So I think everyone will enjoy that. So for this week, we're finished with Khanom, so it's goodbye from Bert and it's goodbye from me, and please subscribe. Goodbye.